Guys, this was on my due date. I came to the hospital. I was having minor contractions. So I went to the hospital for control. So this is called monitoraggio in Italian language. This is where they monitor the baby's heartbeat, monitor how contraction is going and all that. And after everything, they asked me to go back home, that I'm just having little contractions. Why? This is me on the same day, around after 4. This was me at home having contraction. Now contraction was beginning to become intense. Okay, so this is me trying to bear it, because I know that it hasn't really started, but I was already in pain. And at this point, I was just trying not to shout. Our mothers will tell you that you should pant and not shout. Same thing at the hospital, they will advise you to pant, not to shout. So I was trying to bear the pain, but then it wasn't easy. Here my trouser has already gone down. I have to remove it. It was as if something was just tightening my waist. The pain not be here anyway. So at a point I had to stand up. I changed into a wrapper. I was trying to see if I move around, if the thing can let me be. I was all alone at home, and guys, believe me, the pain is nobody's mate. So I was trying to alleviate some pain. I even on the television to know if I can divert my attention from the pain, but then the pain just couldn't just go back. So go back or be go out, anyone. So I was just trying to distract myself, walk around, do some minor exercises to know if it can stop, and hubby was not around. So why doing this? It was around, I think, to 5 or so, or still the same after 4. After all these things, I was in this particular one, and I sent something like boom. I was thinking it was water that has ruptured, but man, I was seriously in pain here. So it was in this particular stage that I saw my shoe. Shoe is that plug that closed the cervix. It was here that I saw the show that made me phone my husband and tell him that show has come out. I've seen my show. So just from now, the next slide you will see is me at the hospital. Man, I was really in pain here. I was really in pain. So but God was in charge, and God continued to be in charge. So this is just everything about my labor. Keep watching and see everything that happened.
A few moments later.
Guys, I'm in the hospital. Jesus. I'm in the hospital. It's not easy. Oh.
The next day.
Before my outside, I come. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, no, my sleeping beauty. Eh? So this is my husband praying for our baby. This has actually been my wish, that whenever I'm giving birth, that my husband will be around, and immediately I push out the baby, that my husband will carry the baby and bless her, pray for her and bless her. So it wasn't possible for her for him to actually do it the way I wanted. The way I wanted it was for him to carry the baby when the baby still has blood all over her body. But because of security measures, they have to clean the baby up, do check the necessary things, the Apgar score, the breathing, take away, sunshine the baby and all that. So it's not possible for him to do it. The only time he can do it is after they must have dressed the baby. So this is when they dressed the baby and brought the baby to my husband. Immediately they brought the baby, I carried the baby, then handed her over to my husband, and my husband was praying and thanking God and also blessing our child. Level na your mate. Guys, sorry, I had to rest for some time before I come make this video because labor is nobody's mate, and believe me, during the day of my delivery, I was thinking, or I was hoping that I would vlog everything that will happen on that particular day. If you watch my video of what is in my hospital bag, you will see that I packed in my tripod, my other, I packed actually two my recording gadget, two of them, the one that is manual and the one that is automatic, in order to get everything that will happen on that particular day. But then level no be anybody's mate, okay? So what happened is that on that day, the few clips that I inserted, the first one was actually on my due date. I went to the hospital, they checked me, I checked everything about baby, and they told me that there are little contraction, but it's not yet serious, that I should come back in the next 2 days, unless there is a emergency, thereby unless let's say water breaks, yes, that if my water should break, that I should come to the hospital, that if not, I should come back in the next 2 days for them to stay control. And they told me that since it's yet like 40, because my baby was born on 40 weeks and a day, so they said that once it's from 37 to 42, it's still okay. So already I know things about this now. I went back home. So on that particular day, in the evening, I think around 4, I was having contraction. I continued having contraction, but small contraction to come and go. It wasn't serious. So I was having that contraction. I said to stay calm and watch how things goes. So around after 4, the thing was just very, very serious. And my husband was not around. He wanted to go out and he asked me. I told him to go, that actually I'm fine. That's nothing much. There is no need. There is no cause for alarm. So around that after 4, I was having contraction. I was trying to bear it. That is the 2 clips, I think 4 clips that I got, small ones, because I couldn't hold my phone for a long time because I was actually in pain. So, and I understood what the pain was all about. So the next thing I noticed around that after 4 was something like boom in my down below. So I went to the hospital, I went to the bathroom. I was thinking that it's water that has broken. So when I got to the bathroom, I noticed that it was show. Okay, show is that plug that closes the cervix. So I noticed that it has opened. So what I did was I kept calm to know what is happening. So at the end of the day, I noticed that the show continued. So I noticed that they have lost the service plug, that is the show. I kept calm because it wasn't that reddish, very reddish. It was, this I don't know how to explain, but it's mixed with water, mixed with blood that's slippery. So I was still calm, but in my mind I know that any moment from now anything can happen. So as the time continued, I now saw that the reddish one came out. So I have to write to my husband. I told him that any moment from now that the service will start dilating. So after some minutes, my husband came back. I was like, what do we do? I said, I don't know what we should do, but they told me in the hospital that I should come when my water breaks. So I don't know what to do. Excuse me. Then I now told him that he should ask his friend, because the girlfriend gave birth the same month that I was to give birth, but she gave birth before, I think 2 weeks before me, or 3. Yeah, 3 weeks before me, if if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks plus. Okay, it wasn't up to 3. A day or two made it not to be up to 3 weeks. So I told my husband to call him and speak to ask him when the wife or the girlfriend went to the hospital actually. So my husband was like, no, why not ask this our sister that have given birth to 3 children here in this country? Why not ask them, and they live close by to Chidinma? So I picked up my phone, I called her and said, Auntie CEO, I'm having contraction and I've seen show. But they say I should come when the water has broken. But I don't know what to do. Should I go or should I wait until the water breaks? So she was like, no, 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 go to the hospital. It's better for you to stay in the hospital. Let them monitor you and tell you what to do. It is better for you to go to the hospital rather than waiting for water to break. And she equally told me that there is someone that they told the same thing. She was waiting for the water to break. When she went to the hospital, it was already late, and she even lost the baby. That I should go there. So I picked up after calling her. I don't know if I think I called the hospital before calling her, or I called them before calling the hospital. So when I called the hospital, I told them that I'm the lady that came today, and you asked me to go back because I was having little contraction. But look at the contraction has increased, and I've seen the show, but my water has not broken. You know, they always let you know that once water breaks, that is when level is serious. Okay. So they told me that they don't know what to tell me. I asked them if I should come to the hospital or I should wait. They said that they wouldn't tell me to come or not to come, that it is only when I come to the hospital that they can know what they can do about it. So because of that, what I think I called them before calling that our sister. Because of what that our sister told me, with continuation of what addition to what they equally told me, I and my husband would said to go to the hospital. So I went to the bathroom, I showered, and we went. My bags were already packed. So we started going to the hospital. So that's even that my sister, before I could even finish everything, she came here to take me to follow me to the hospital. So that was how we started. I didn't even remember my phone because I was in pain. And the last thing I can do is to tell my husband to video me, because he won't dare in that situation. He won't dare video me for any reason. So we went to the hospital. He was actually the one driving. So we were there to come and go, I think every 2 minutes. And immediately, I think before then, I downloaded this app for contraction. So I was timing it. Sometimes it comes every 3 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. It just depends. And if it comes, our parents will tell you not to shout, that you should just pant, okay? I'll just be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So I was trying not to shout, okay? So when we got to the hospital, how they do it here, you don't go straight to the labor ward. You go from the emergency ward. So we got to the emergency. They were like, what's wrong? She's in labor. They took my hospital insurance card, record some things. At the point they have to talk, and they told me to be on the wheelchair. So when I sat there, the thing started. I couldn't stand. I stood up. They were like, no, sit down. I told them that I can't sit because the pain was something else. But they advised me to sit. I was able to sit for some time. Before they could register and call the labor ward, blah, 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 blah. I stood for some time and equally sat down. So they took me to that place. So when I went to the ward, they didn't take me straight to the labor ward. They took me to the place, prenatal ward, okay? So when we got there, they examined me and they told me that there is contraction, but it's just minor contraction. I was like, minor? Or this kind of pain is just minor, okay? They said that the 7th hasn't opened, that they will advise me to go back. I come back the next day. So they now asked us where we were living. We told them it was different from our own. Let's say it was a different state, just like say in Abia State, I want to give birth to it's a different region. I don't know how Abia State, but I want to give birth in Imo State, something like that nature. Or I don't know, different region. I don't know how to explain it. So we told them the distance that we are coming from. So they said, okay, since it's far, that they will take care of me. I should stay back in the hospital while my husband and that our sister should go back, okay? So that was how my husband asked me if I can stay alone. I told him yes, I can stay. So I had to stay back while they go back. That night it was horrible. I was just having contraction. I couldn't even pick up my phone to video anything. I think the only time I video was just small. I don't know if it was even up to 1 minute. Yeah, that was when I was trying to say I'm in the hospital, this and that. That was the last time I knew where my phone was. Okay, so the thing started. It was just disturbing me. At a point, I even have to vomit. Okay, my friend even advised me to take pineapple. My husband bought pineapple when he was coming back. Everything that I took that day at the hospital, I vomited it at midnight. So I had to write my husband a message because he was planning to go to, I told him to go to work actually, that I'll be fine. So that midnight, I had to write him a message. I was like, honey, please come to the hospital. It's really painful. And I just finished vomiting. So after vomiting, the nurses they came to clean up everywhere. And I asked them if it's normal that I vomited. They said yes, there's so many pregnant women, I don't know, that they vomit while um during labor, because of as a result of pain. So I was like, okay, no problem. So early in the morning, my husband came around 6. My husband was already at the hospital. So we stood there that day. That was the next day. We were just like just something else. The pain was something else. It will come and go. The contraction became serious. So when they came to check on me, they told me that I was 1 cm. I was not like, oh, after all the whole pain that I went through last night, it's just for me to be around 1 cm. So they were like, okay, the most important thing that the cervix has starts dilating, so that from now, any moment from now, it will start dilating. Well, they pray, but not everybody start dilating so fast. As God may have it, I started dilating 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing stopped. It stopped progressing. I think for 1 hour or 1 hour or something, the thing did not progress. So when they checked me, they were like, I was still at 5 cm. So after some hours, the thing started progressing again. They were like, if it stopped progressing, that they will give me this hot injection just to induce it. I was like, no, God, I pray it won't get to that extent. So before they could say Jack Robinson, the thing started dilating again. We got to 6, 7. They said, okay, I have to go to the labor ward. That was when they took me to labor ward. That was here I saw the next Shege Pro Max. So the thing started dilating, and we got to, beside, my water hasn't broken. 7 cm, my water was still intact, and they were like, baby will break it, or they'll be the one to break it when I get to 10 cm. So we stood there, we were there, everything was happening. My husband was right with me, and there's something that happened. I was having heartburn. I remember I told you guys that I started having heartburn from 5 months. I don't know if I mentioned. I started having heartburn from 5 months. So that delivering day, I was having heartburn. I was having hiccup as well. So I was even feeling hot that same day. It was a cold weather, but I was feeling hot. So my husband was my fan. I would tell him, please fan me, fan me. He kept fanning me. I would tell him, give me water. He would give me water in the next 30 seconds. Give me milk. He was giving me water, giving me milk at the same time, and all the rest of them. Water would just stop the hiccup, while milk will stop the what is it called, the heartburn. So we continued like that. He was fanning me. Even in the labor ward, he was there because I've always wanted him to be there with me, and he was there. My husband was with me from the beginning to the end of my delivery. So when we went to the labor ward, the thing started progressing to 8 cm. So I was having this serious pain, and at the point they said if I can come out from the bed, maybe walk around inside. That thing should be bed, and yes, that labor delivering bed. So for me to move around, I noticed something like I wanted to ease myself, but the force was too much that you cannot hold to say let you go to the toilet. I was thinking it's urine. I was just trying to squat to do some exercise to ease the pain. What I heard was, wow, it was my water. Water broke at 8 cm. My husband was at my back. The water broke on his leg, one of his leg, because he was trying to help me, trying to rub my shoulders and all that. So water broke. They were like, wow, this is a good sign. They now told me that the level is going to get intense. The pain was going to get intense. So I kept, at a point I started screaming, calling God. I will call Jesus. My husband will tell me God is helping you. I will call Jesus. He will tell me Jesus is helping you. I will shout Jesus help me. He will be like he's helping me. At a point, I started shouting my baby's name. I started calling her, telling her to come out. She should help mom and all the rest of them. So at the end of the day, we progressed to 9 and we got to 10. And during that period, they'll tell you, we almost there, we almost there, we almost there. I was like, almost there, almost there, almost there, yet we are not there. Then they told me that it's coming. Before you know it, we got to 10. I thought work has finished, maybe we got to 10. And at 9 cm, I was having this force to push, but they told me not to push. You will see this force to push. There is this urge to push, but they tell you not to push. That it's very, very dangerous for you to push there. So I was very, very scared of not pushing because I was wishing to push. Not pushing, but the force was pushing me to push, but I didn't push. So at the end of the day, we got to 10. I started pushing. I don't know how many times I pushed. I wish I recorded them, but like I said, I didn't even see myself. I was even naked in the sense that I was just holding that. You see that wrapper I was holding? That was what I was holding. My husband was even covering me. I was opening. He will cover me. I will just pull out everything. He would be like, there is cold. I will tell him I'm feeling hot. Anything on my body was just paining me, inching me. So I wanted to just be free. And the hospital now, it was warm. It wasn't that cold. So when we got to 10, I started pushing, and after everything, I asked them if there is anything that they can give me to reduce the pain. They told me no. At a point, that woman was like, okay, I will give you this, but it's not like it will help, love, but they will just, it is not like it will help you, but let's try. I saw that it was sterile water. She wanted to use it to like maybe convince me to take off my mind from asking for a medication that can help. She just inserted sterile water on me. I had cannula. She inserted sterile water. I saw it was sterile water, not an injection. So after everything, they were like, look at the baby's head is coming, and when it start coming, you feel something down there. So I told my husband, please go and check. This thing they are telling me that the baby is almost here. Go and check. I told my husband, go and check if baby is actually coming. My husband was like, already I'm dead here. Me that is here, I'm dead. I was like, because I was even surprised for him to stay there. I wanted him to stay, but I wasn't sure because he's this kind of person that doesn't like to see blood. So when I asked him to go and check if baby was there, he told me that he was already dead there, that I should just let it be. So that I should keep trying, that it will come out. They asked me if I wanted to see the baby through a mirror. I told them yes. So they brought mirror and showed me down. I saw the baby's hair. So I saw her hair. I was like, okay, it's coming. So we kept pushing. By the grace of God, before you could know it, I heard crack. Baby rushed out, gave me some tears, and that was how I delivered. After delivery, they told me I have to deliver placenta. When they were even trying to explain that I will have some pain, before they could even finish to touch it, placenta came out on its own. All thanks to God. So that was how everything ended in praise. They didn't give me tear, but baby gave me a little tear. They have to stitch it. After everything, they cleaned me up and we went to postnatal ward. It was actually the same place that I was, okay? So that was how God did it. I delivered my baby safely. I delivered her under grace, and God saw me through. Grace started this. Grace continued it. Grace sustained it, and grace finished it. All I have to say is thank you, Lord. I think in my next video, I'll be presenting my baby to you all. Thank you for watching. I'm enjoying motherhood. I waited for some time to get myself before making this video, and today I made this video. I'm happy that God really helped me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I think that is when I will show you all what baby looks like. Guess in the comment section who my baby looks like. Do you think she looks like me or she looks like my husband? Just guess in the comment section, and I'll show you guys my baby in the next video. For now, bye.